Rohit, Rohit,
Yes,
can you
ma'am.
hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Anil has joined. Please make him co-host.
ओके मैम। मैम मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपको?
हाँ जी, आ
ओके,
रही है।
एक्चुअली मैम यहाँ थोड़ा मौसम खराब है, माइट बी नेटवर्क इशू हो। और लाइट भी।
नहीं, 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 योर
ओके
वॉइस
ओके
इज
ओके।
गुड।
थैंक यू।
ओके।
अनिल सर, आवाज आ रही है आपको मेरी? हेलो।
Yes, yes, I'm getting your voice.
ओके ओके, ग्रेट ग्रेट ग्रेट। सर, वेलकम सर टू द सेशन। सर, कैन यू प्लीज शेयर योर पीपीटी लाइक once so we can cross check it's working or not?
I will join at 6 o'clock right now. I'm doing some work.
ओके ओके, ग्रेट ग्रेट।
Okay, okay. Sure, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Hello.
Hello, good
Hello.
evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you, Pragati?
Sir, I'm good, sir. How are you?
Yeah, very fine. I will
Sir,
join at 6 o'clock.
okay,
Okay.
sir. Fine, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
I'm I'm waiting one of my DPA who will come and put the presentation. Okay.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Okay, sir.
And how many students joined so far?
Sir, there are like abhi, they are still joining. We'll wait still at 6:10 we'll join, like start the session.
Okay, okay. 6:10, I think you start at 6 sharp. You just communicate because I
Okay, sure, sir.
leave around 6:45. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, okay.
और वो कहाँ है? मेरी फोटो आ रही।
डबल क्लिक करिए, डबल क्लिक करिए।
Good evening, sir. We are starting in 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I'm just uploading my presentation. Please wait for a while.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
See. वो तो उनका नहीं आ रहा, हमें दिख भी नहीं रहा। इंटायर स्क्रीन होता है वो।
ये आ गया।
कहाँ?
Rohit, please help sir to like make the screen full screen in PPT mode.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Uh, Sir, like it is in PPT mode or like do you have did the screen PPT mode or not?
I think,
From
are you able to see my screen?
yeah,
Because
Yes,
your
sir.
screen is there, sir, but it's not in PPT mode.
PPT mode देखिए, full screen
Yeah,
कर।
there's a sign, sir, cup sign, like in the bottom of the like. Hello.
Yes, I'm just doing. I think person is help.
Okay, okay.
नीचे से बता रहे हैं ना, नीचे से फुल स्क्रीन। अभी स्क्रीन शो हो रही है?
स्क्रीन आ रही है सर, बट पीपीटी मोड में नहीं है स्क्रीन, लाइक स्लाइड्स छोटा दिख रहा है।
कैसे करना है, कैसे रुको, वो कब
सर
बता?
ऊपर एक स्लाइड शो का ऑप्शन है सर, जहाँ होम लिखा है ना ऊपर टॉप कॉर्नर पे, फाइल, होम, इंसर्ट, ड्रॉ, एक ऑप्शन है वहाँ पे स्लाइड शो का, टॉप पे फर्स्ट रिबन जो है उसमें।
हम्म, चले गए क्या? अंतरिक्ष अंतरिक्ष तो कर दे। Please help him. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, sir, just do one thing and just stop share once. Stop sharing your screen once from the
Stop
Zoom. Yeah.
करिए इसको। नहीं, वहां से स्टॉप करिए ना, स्टॉप शेयरिंग।
Sir, your screen is still there. Please stop share once, then we will start again from the scratch.
यहाँ से क्रॉस कर दो ना हो तो।
वहां से नहीं सर, पीपीटी मोड
तो तुम
Second, sir, I will stop from my end. Just give me 1 second.
पता नहीं यार, तुम इतने दिनों से कर रहे हो, नहीं समझ में आता।
Yeah, sir, just do one thing now. Click on that share button on the Zoom.
ये करिए शेयर। हाँ, यस।
Then click on entire screen, the first option.
ओके।
Entire screen, then screen is selected. Then click on share button, the blue button.
यस, नाउ इट इज देयर।
Yeah, sir, do it in PPT mode. There's a cup sign like in the left hand side on the bottom. Click on that sign.
ये होगा, ये यही होगा ना नहीं?
Yes, sir. This is only the button.
Click the button, sir.
हाँ, नाउ
Yes, sir, in PPT mode.
Yes.
Yes, sir, dot
Yes,
plan.
sir.
नाउ आई गॉट इट। इतना देर की। चलिए,
Thank
ओके।
you. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. Sir, shall we start now?
या श्योर श्योर, गो अहेड।
Nandini, yes. Nandini, please start the session now.
Am I visible and audible, ma'am?
Yes. Yes. Good to go.
Okay. So, greetings, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the participants to today's session of Krishi Navyug 2026. I am Nandini Sharma, co-founder and director. Feel truly honored to welcome you all once again to this platform of learning, innovation, and agriculture excellence. At Krishi Navyug, our mission is to connect students and young professionals with visionary scientists, educators, and researchers whose work is shaping the future of Indian agriculture. Today, we are privileged to have with us a highly respected academician, researcher, innovator, and mentor whose contribution has significantly impacted agriculture, education, and biotechnology research in India. It is my immense pleasure and honor to introduce our esteemed speaker for today, Professor Dr. Anil Kumarji, Director Education, Rani Lakshmibai, Central Agriculture University, Jhansi. Sir is a distinguished academician with more than 35 years of remarkable service in the field of agriculture education, biotechnology, and research. His pioneer work in genomics, omics technologies, mineral nutrition, and biotic stress management has contributed immensely towards sustainable agriculture and crop improvement. Sir has successfully led multiple prestigious research projects with funding of more than 55 crores, including the establishment of two Center of Excellence. With over 250 research publications, thousands of citations, several patents, textbooks, manuals, and technical bulletins to his credit, Sir is globally recognized for his scientific excellence. He has also represented Indian agriculture research internationally and received exposure from reputed institutions across countries, including USA, Israel, Japan, Australia, Netherlands, China, and the United Kingdom. Sir has also received numerous prestigious recognitions, including the INSA Teacher Award, Dr. Radhakrishnan Best Teacher Award, Uttarakhand Governors Award, and recently the Norman Borlaug Memorial Award. Beyond research and academics, Sir is widely admired as a mentor who has inspired and guided countless students and researchers towards innovation, entrepreneurship, and scientific thinking. Sir, your journey is not just a story of achievements, it is a reflection of vision, dedication, and lifelong contribution towards empowering Indian agriculture and young scientific minds. For all of us at Krishi Navyug and Agriculture Valley Research Foundation, it is truly a privilege and honor to learn from a personality of your stature. With great respect and admiration, I now invite Professor Dr. Anil Kumar Sir to kindly deliver today's session and share his valuable insights with us. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us today. Grateful for your presence.
Thank you, Ms. Nandini Sharma. A very good evening to one and all present today in this 3-month training come internship Krishi Navyug, organized by Agriculture Valley Research Foundation, New Delhi. At the outset, I am thankful to Dr. Pragati Srivastava, chairperson of AWRF, and who is happened to be one of my brightest student. And I'm really happy to see that she has started her own foundation and a kind of a startup for dissemination of newer agriculture knowledge, newer technologies and tools and technology for transformation of the agriculture in India. Development of skills amongst the agriculture graduate and rural youth is the key for the generation of quality human resources in agriculture, which is urgently needed for the growth of the agriculture in our country. Today, I am going to speak on the topic small millets, big impact, climate resilient superfood for future. And as we know that today agriculture is on the crossroad and facing several of the challenges. And these challenges include that how to feed 11 billion population, global population by the year 2050. And you know that day by day, there is a shrinking of the land and other resources like water, and biodiversity is also depleting. Land holding is continuously declining. Climate change and global warming is another very, very important problem that is emerging. In such circumstances, how we are able to secure the food security, food safety, they are the major challenges beside the nutrition and health security, which are really required just to fulfill the nutritional requirement as well as the requirement which is needed for the maintenance of the health. Now, generally, we are focusing till now many of the crop, particularly wheat, rice system, and many other crop. Globally, if you see only 22 major agri-commodity that is being taken attention, and all the policy that is being diverted towards these 22 agri-commodities. Remaining commodity, they are also playing very, very significant role, not only for the purpose of food security, but most important purposes like many the underutilized crop, underutilized vegetables, fruits, they are not taken into cognizance. And henceforth, it is now required that we have to develop not only the climate resilient crop, but simultaneously nutrition rich and use efficient crop, resource use efficient crop. That is the need of the time, and henceforth, millet is generally considered one of the valuable climate resilient crop as nutri-dense crop, which is having lot of health healing properties. Now, considering the importance of millet as future superfood, Government of India has celebrated the National Year of the Millet 2018. And after the success of this National Year of the Millet, Government of India has submitted a proposal to United Nations for the celebration of International Year of the Millet in 2023. And that is basically the situation. You see that the proposal has been accepted by the General Assembly of the United Nations, and resolution has been adopted on 3rd March 2021, and which decided to declare 2023 as International Year of the Millet. And you have seen, I think, 2 years before, all over the country, 117 countries, they are the part of celebration of this International Year of the Millet. Considering that millets are really the important commodity for the future, and it is not only the commodity for the future, it is also provide the nutrition and health security. Now, if you see what is the millets, millet is also considered as nutri-dense crop. They are also called as nutri-cereals. They are having very small millets, but they are having quality of providing big impact, not only for the purpose of food security, nutritional security, health security, climate security, the planet security, as well as the economic security. And that is the importance which I want to emphasize, why millet is so important, though they are very tiny, but still they provide very, very big impact. And in my subsequent presentation, you will see that what millets are. So they are small seeded cereal grasses belonging to the Poaceae family. and they are grown as a grain crop in marginal land of the dry, temperate, subtropical, tropical region of Asia and Africa. And they are generally being preferred to use as food and feed purposes. And 97% of the global millet production and the seed demand, they are coming from the developing countries, because only developing country, they are really having lot of cultivation of these millet crop. And pearl millet, it is a most cultivated millet, grown predominantly in India as well as other part of the Africa. The United States, though it is the largest exporter, because they are growing, but they are not consuming. They are exporting. So export to mainly Canada, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Mexico. And these millets are grown in almost 131 countries all over the international level. And traditional food for 59 crores people in Asia and Africa. So generally, Asia and Africa, they are the main consumer of these millets or traditional food. And if you see that how these millets have been originated, and generally it is since ancient time. There is a lot of mythological stories where you see that how the millets have been originated, and it was the time when there was no rain, and the what I mean to say, many of the people, they requested Lord Indra to provide the rain so that they can grow many of the crops. But Lord Indra has declined, and subsequently Vishwamitra has done the worshipping, and subsequently he has developed 5 these small millets. And might be, I think, if you see, it is a mythological story, but simultaneously you have to see Vishwamitra might be a breeder of that time, ancient time. And the origin of these ancient bandar grains are because of his contribution. It has been written, it has been written in Yajurveda also, the importance of these ancient bandar grains. They are called as Adi Anna, अनादिकाल से ये जो चले आ रहे हैं, इसीलिए कहते हैं आदि अन्न. और तृण धान्य, और it is also called Sri Dhanya, or now it is called Sri Anna. So all these names has been given considering the importance of these millet, and these millet have been domesticated in India as well as in Africa. And earlier evidence of these crops have been found during Indus civilization, that means 3000 BC, and domestication started date back 4000 BC in West Africa, and fossilized form of the kodo millet found in Harappan civilization. Foxtail millet, that is Citeria italica, probably originated in southern Asia and is the oldest of the cultivated millet. In China, record of the culture for foxtail and proso millet extend back to 2000 to 1000 BC. So you can see how these millet grains are so ancient, and still they maintain their utility. And times will come when there is a scenario of global warming. Certainly, these millets are considered as a future superfood crop. Now, if you see the global scenario, most of these millets have been grown in Asian countries. And Asian country, if you see, it is roughly, it is cultivated in 162 lakh hectare, and production is 215 lakh ton, and followed by, then of course, highest in Africa, area under millet cultivation is 489 lakh hectare, and production is 423 lakh ton. And then also America is also growing, Europe is also growing, Australia, New Zealand are also growing, but they are not as much as in the Africa and Asia. If you see the top 10 millet producing country in the world, then country-wise, not the region-wise, India is on top. It is producing this much of ton millet. And then followed by Niger, then China, then Mali, Nigeria, Sudan, Burkina Faso, Ethiopia, and Chad, and followed. And last one is the Russian Federation. And India is the major producer it is the contribution of Indian cultivation is around 37%. And then if you see the Indian scenario, the mostly the millet that is prevalent is Vajra, that is pearl millet, 60.5%, followed by Jowar, that is sorghum, 26.6%, Ragi, that is 10.9%, and small millet around 1.9%. So if you see the total production around 17.95 in our countries. So India produces 80% of the Asia's and 20% of the global production, and global average yield is 1,229 kg per hectare, and India is having little higher average, 1,239 kg per hectare. So these are the top millet producing states in India, like Rajasthan, followed by Maharashtra. You can see in this that top 10 millet producing state of India: Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir. So these are the basically they grow all millets in these different part of the countries, and you can see the most prevalent one is the finger millet, foxtail, kodo millet, proso millet, little millet. They are the small millet. Pearl millet is also, of course, in very, very high amount, that is in Rajasthan. Now, the millet also include several species in several genera. You can see major millet, which is called pearl millet. The botanical name is Ponisatum glaucum. Foxtail millet, Ceteria italica. Proso millet, also known as common millet. Broom corn millet, hog millet, or the white millet, it is called Panicum millesium. Finger millet, Illusian coracana. Minor millet, you have barnyard millet, that is Echinoptula species. They are, one is Japanese and Indian species. They are two kind of the species generally prevalent. And then kodo millet, that is Paspalum scrovicoletum. Little millet, Panicum sumatrans. Guinea millet, that is Brachiaria deflexa. And then brown millet, brown top millet, that is Eurocloa ramosa. And I have seen, I think you have seen that millet has a very tiny pale yellow seed with a nutty flavor, which lent itself well to being cooked and eaten wholesome food. Now, if you see that the quinquennial mean area production and yield of millets in India, before Green Revolution, the area of cultivation is in very high area, high acreages, that is around 35,000 to 40,000 lakh hectare. And from 1965 to 70, subsequently you see the area is continuously declining. And now area decreased around 56%. But productivity, you see here, this productivity is increased, that is 228%. And it is because of adoption of high yielding variety and hybrids. And simultaneously, not only the yield is increased, but as far as the production is considered, total production is considered, that will remain stagnant, though area is declined. Now, if you see the importance of millet as far as their nutritional profiling is considered, because all these millets are having enriched source of different minerals and vitamins. Besides, they are having very high quality of the proteins and carbohydrate, and henceforth it has been considered as a wonder grains. And wonder grains, you can see the two example here we have given. This is a finger millet. Finger millet is having very high iron content, and also they are having very high calcium content. And simultaneously, barnyard millet, they are also having very high amount of the zinc and iron. And considering these nutritional quality of these millet, we have celebrated this National Year of the Millet and International Year of the Millet. And during that time, our Prime Minister of India, who is really visionary and who is really taking however these nutrient-dense crop have to go at the global level so that we can able to see the importance of this millet, and we can also able to enhance the income of the farmer by growing, because they are low input requiring, climate resilient, and henceforth they are very good candidate for enhancing the income of the farmers if they have given the due prices. So Prime Minister said, आज हम देखते हैं कि जिस भोजन को हमने छोड़ दिया उसको दुनिया ने अपनाना शुरू कर दिया है। जौ, ज्वार, रागी, कोदो, सामा, बाजरा, सामा, ऐसे अनेक अनाज कभी हमारे खान पान का हिस्सा हुआ करते थे, लेकिन ये हमारी थालियों से गायब हो गए। अब इस पोषक आहार की पूरी दुनिया में डिमांड है। दिस इज सेड बाय आवर प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया, श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी. So you can see this is a very, very important thing, that how we can able to see that these millets have to come back in our plate so that we are able to enhance our nutritional and the health security. Now, I told you that these millets are very, very important for the millet, because they are very good for the planet, because they grow faster. They are having short life cycle, but less stress on environment. They grow organically, require bare minimum fertilizer and pesticide, and they are organic by default. And they survive in low water and nutrient conditions. And you know that if you see the Indian scenario, India is having only 4% of the land and 2.4% of the water to fulfill the requirement of 140 crores of the people, and also the animals and other flora and fauna that is required, even agriculture. 80% of the water goes to the agriculture cultivation. So we have to minimize the use of these resources. And if you want to do this, then millet is the natural choice. And that means these millets, they will provide the planet security because they are less input requiring. And they are also good for the farmers because they can withstand in harsh environment, drought, dry, and heat, resistant to pests and diseases, and they are having high yield, 3 times higher yield comparing the input requirement. Then they have multiple uses, like they have been used for food purposes, feed purposes, and fodder and brewing and biofuel purposes. And they provide sustainable source of the income. And they are also good for the human health because they are high in micronutrient, iron, zinc, and calcium, high in dietary fiber and antioxidant, low glycemic index and gluten-free, and high in protein and vitamin B, and they are rich in polyphenols and phytohormones. So you can see how nutritionally rich crop millets are and how they will able to fulfill the nutritional requirement so that we can able to prevent the onset of many of the ailment that is generally taking place because of the modern lifestyle and modern dietary habitats. Now, millets, as I already told you, it is an approach for sustainable agriculture and healthy world. I told you it is a good candidate for food security and provides sustainable food source for combating hunger in changing world climate change conditions. And they are resistant to climatic stress, pests, and diseases. And nutritional security, I already told you, they are nutritionally rich. And they are also providing health security. They are safe for they provide safety from different diseases if we are consuming, because they are gluten-free. A substitute for wheat in celiac diseases, because in wheat, there is one protein called gluten protein that is causing a lot of allergic problems called celiac diseases. And henceforth, we have to see that if we can replace wheat from these millet, then subsequently you will prevent the celiac diseases. They have low GI, glycemic index is very low, and it is good food for diabetic person. They can help to combat cardiovascular diseases, anemia, calcium deficiency, etc. And then beside these food security, nutritional security, health security, economic security, because they are the climate resilient crop, sustainable income, they provide sustainable income source for the farmer, and they have very low investment, and value addition of these millets can lead to many folds economic gains. And that's why now secondary, tertiary processing of these millet are providing thousands of the value-added products, and they are really good, and they have market value, and they can fetch better income to the farmers if value addition can be done. Now, all these millets which we are telling, they are having high potential to develop nutraceutical crop because of considering their good proteins, minerals, then calcium and phosphorus, thiamine, and because enriched sources there, so they have good candidate for the development of several nutraceuticals or nutraceutical product from the millets. And you see that millets is nutraceutical crop because they have very good quality of nutrients, which include the polyphenols like tannins, which are having antioxidant action. They are inhibiting the biological oxidation process. And these generally, because antioxidants are generally providing soothing effect, not only for diabetic patient, cardiovascular patient, then neurodegenerative patient, and cancer and aging. These are really providing very good sources of antioxidant, and they are inhibiting the biological oxidation process. And then they having good source of the protein like prolamine, globulin, albumin. They are having high proportion of essential amino acid. You know, there are 25 amino acids there, but out of 25, 9 are the essential amino acid. They are not synthesized in the human body. We have to take from the outer sources. So these millets are having the proportionate amount of all these essential amino acid. Henceforth, it is having good quality of the protein. And according to WHO, it was suggested that any proteins which are digestible and having more than 40% essential amino acid in its composition, they are generally called as quality protein. So millets are generally enriched source of these quality protein, and henceforth very good for the prevention of protein allergy, malnutrition, and also maintaining homeostasis in various elements. Glycoproteins, they are also having good glycoprotein, having glycosyl moiety, and they are generally being useful for reduction of glycosylation and aging process. Then carbohydrate, resistant starch is there. This provides slow and gradual digestibility, and henceforth, the immediate spike of the glucose that is generally taken place by taking direct sugar, that could be prevented if we are consuming these millets starch, and they are good for diabetes and obesity. Fiber, soluble fiber is there, very high quantity, and they are lowering the plasma glucose, cholesterol, weight loss due to low calorie intake, and they are also having laxative action. And this is good for diabetes, cardiovascular disease, gastrointestinal disorder, and constipation. And they are also having high mineral content like calcium, iron, zinc, magnesium, manganese, selenium, and copper. You know, selenium and chromium, they are very good for the providing soothing effect for diabetic patient. So these minerals are very high in the seed of these millets, and they are preventing osteoporosis and anemia. Now, health benefits, other health benefits in a nutshell, I'm just giving you here because of the very high nutritional composition of these millet. These millets help to protect against the heart diseases, lower blood cholesterol. You know, there are good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. And bad cholesterol, if ratio of the good and bad cholesterol is altered, then you have to lower the bad cholesterol, and millet is having capacity to reverse the bad cholesterol into good cholesterol. Then beneficial in detoxifying body. When we are supposed to see many times we have to detoxify your body by dieting or something else. Then in that circumstances, you have to consume millet, and consume millet means you are detoxifying your body. Then they prevent the type 2 diabetes, prevent onset of the breast cancer, affecting reducing blood pressure, and help to optimize kidney, liver, and immune system health. So you can see how vital organ of our body that is being protected by consumption of these millets. And there are other health benefit, of course, they are related to which I discussed earlier. They treat the coronary artery disorder, help in weight loss, reduce risk of colon cancer, help to decrease high blood pressure, help in preventing celiac disease, control diabetes, good source of antioxidant, help in slowing down muscle degradation, aids in sleep because the millets are very in having rich source of the magnesium, and that's why insomnia problem that could be overcome by consumption of the millet. And they also help in relieving menstrual cramps. Now, these are the other health benefit of the eating millet, because millets are having lignans, a essential phytonutrient. This is basically very beneficial to the human body, because once the lignan is being consumed, lignan is a kind of polyphenols, and they once go to intestine, then intestinal friendly flora, they convert these plant lignans into mammalian lignans, and which act against different type of hormone dependent cancer like breast cancer, and also help reduce the risk of heart disease. Regular consumption of millet, a source of minerals, I told you, like calcium, is very high in finger millet, that is called ragi and madua. They are beneficial for post-menopausal women suffering from the sign of osteoporosis and breast cancer. Even many of the arthritic problem, it is also suggested that these finger millet and other millets playing very significant role. Then children intake of whole grains like millet and fish together has shown to reduce the occurrence of wheezing and asthma problem. And according to research and recent study, consumption of millet can help women combat the occurrence of gallstone, as they are very high source of the insoluble fiber. Recent research also indicated that regular consumption of millet is associated to reduce risk of type 2 diabetes mellitus. This is mainly due to fact that whole grains like millet are rich source of the magnesium. I told you magnesium is very high, and they act as a cofactor in number of enzymatic reaction or metabolism which are going in our body, and henceforth they are regulating the secretion of glucose and insulin. Magnesium is also beneficial in reducing the frequency of migraine attack. It is very useful for people who are suffering from atherosclerosis and diabetic heart disease. Millets are the cereal grains. They are very high in phosphorus content. This is another very, very important thing. You know, phosphorus is the major ingredient in our body, and all the cells and the cell membrane, they consist of the lecithin or the phospholipid. And this phosphorus, which is provided by the millet, is very useful to maintain the cell structure or integrity of the biological membrane of the cell. And they also play key role in the formation of mineral matrix of the bone, because calcium and phosphorus together, they are forming the matrix of the bone. And simultaneously, phosphorus is also essential component of ATP. This is called energy currency of the body. So you can see how millets are able to provide you so many of the benefits. Ultimately, we are able to maintain the homeostasis of our body by providing these different kind of the essential nutrient, and henceforth these things once maintain our vital organs, that means we are feeling more energetic. And single cup of millet provide about 24% of the body daily phosphorus requirement, and this mineral is very important constituent of nucleic acid, you know, DNA. So DNA damage is there, then DNA damage could also be repaired. If phosphorus is not there, certainly it is very difficult to see the repair in the DNA molecules. Now, millet also contains high amount of lecithin and excellent strengthening the. It is excellent for strengthening the nervous system. Millets are rich in B vitamin, especially niacin, B6, and folic acid, as well as mineral calcium, iron, potassium, magnesium, and zinc. And it is also having good source of the good quality of the carbohydrate and protein. Millet contain no gluten. It is a gluten-free, so that they are suitable for raised blood, formation of raised bread, but they are also good for the people who are gluten intolerant and good for celiac disease. Now, I think you understand that how these health benefit of the millet, they could be really able to give you direction how to take these millets in our diet. So these millets could be served it warm with milk as an alternative to hot oatmeal in the morning. Its nutty taste can be enhanced by gentle roasting the grains in a pan or the top. It can also be popped like popcorn to create healthy puffed cereal. It can be ground into gluten-free flour and added to baked good, because baking items are also now flooded in the market. And one can also use in soup, casseroles, and side dish in place of rice. And these are the health benefit of the millet that could be offered to the public if they understand the value of these millets. And millets are also very good source of prebiotic. They are the precursor or they are the the food for the probiotics like lactobacillus and bifidobacteria. They are really growing in these prebiotics provided by the millet, because these probiotics, they are helping in modulation of probiotics. Probiotics, particularly they are producing good metabolites, and these good metabolites are maintaining the gut microbiome. Gut microbiome, if your gut is healthy, certainly you see that your all vital organ, they will be healthy and provide you a good relief. So these gut microbiome, they play very, very significant role in maintenance of our health. And here they have to be feeded on these prebiotics provided by the millet. They also enhance the calcium absorption, and they decrease the protein fermentation, because these protein fermentation are producing toxic metabolite. So these millets prebiotic are really good for inhibiting the pathogens, while many of the waterborne or foodborne pathogens, once they are entering our gut or the digestive system, they will be inhibited by these prebiotics. They also reduce the allergy risk, because many of the local allergy that is being induced. So if you are consuming the millets, that means we are taking prebiotics, and these prebiotics are causing reduction of the allergy. They enhances the immune function, and they also alter the gut permeability, and henceforth you see that you are having very soothing effect in our gut or the digestive system. I told you that considering these properties of these millets, you can design the many of the products as per consumer need and preferences. Like I told you, they are having low glycemic index. So for diabetes care, you can develop many of the product utilizing these millets. They are having high fiber, that is soluble fiber. They enhance the metabolism of sugar and cholesterol, showing hypoglycemic and hypocholesтерemic effect, hence beneficial for prevention of diabetes and cardiovascular disease. So we have to utilize these fiber of these millets for such purposes. Exceptionally high level of minerals that could also be consumed, and high protein content. I told you, good quality of the protein, and many of the product, if we are producing and consuming, then certainly we are able to prevent the protein energy malnutrition like problems. And they can delay the aging process. Now everybody is so cautious that they should not look like older, they should remain like young. And how it could be possible if we are seeing the property that is been there in the millet are reducing the glycosylation of body protein, and henceforth we can able to delay the aging process. And they are also ideal for development of nutraceutical. And I told you they are having high quantity of essential amino acid, and that means all these millet protein are considered as a good quality proteins. Now this is if we are able to do the agri processing for production of the functional food and nutraceutical, then it is being considered Anna hai Purna Brahm. This is in our mythology. We say Anna hai Purna Brahm. That means our grains are the God. So this is a kind of wonder grains that could be utilized for rejuvenating health and eliminating the ailment and diseases through their nutraceutical property. In Garhwal region, we have the practice of Baranaja, and these Baranaja is having very nutri-dense crop, And if we are consuming and designing the food, utilizing these nutrient-dense crop, then we can develop the supportive diet and we can design the food system for prevention of various ailment. And we have to develop the combinatorial approach of complementation and supplementation of different grain for designing health-specific food. And this is only possible through value addition, by agri-processing, and also utilizing the modern frontier tools of nanotechnology, biotechnology, and information technology. And these are the different low-cost healthy snacks that could be developed for prevention of the many ailments like diabetes, cardiovascular disease, bone disorders, then gastric troubles, then anemic condition, cancer prevention, all those kind of the modern lifestyle diseases that could be prevented by making these healthy snacks from the millet. And once we are consuming the millets, millet undergoes the digestion process, and through digestion, we see that there are many bioactive peptide that is being released in our gut, and then subsequently, these small bioactive peptide, they are providing lot of beneficial effect for cardiovascular system, nervous system, gastrointestinal system, immune system, and they are the all vital system. Three systems are very, very important in our body. That is called neuroimmunohormonal regulation. If we are able to maintain nervous system, immune system, and hormonal system, certainly we will lead a quality life, and this quality life will be compensated once we are consuming the millet, and millet are producing so many of the important, these small bioactive peptides like anti-hypertensive, antioxidative, anti-thrombotic, hypocholesterolemic, and also the nervous system के लिए opioid agonist activity they are producing. Gastrointestinal system, they are producing mineral binding, anti-hepatizing, antimicrobial peptide. Immune system, they are producing immunomodulatory, cytomodulatory, and they are also having calcium binding protein. And these calcium binding protein generally help in bioavailability of the calcium through gut. So now you have to see there is a tremendous scope of R&D where you have to work in analyzing the different kind of the quality proteins and how these quality proteins could be added in our nutrition, subsequently can provide the beneficial effect through the scientific background that they are releasing small bioactive peptides. And in our laboratory, we also identify the 4 important proteins, though other proteins are also important, but these are the 4 proteins having very high amount of essential amino acid, and all they are having more than 40% essential amino acid. Thus, according to WHO, they are the quality protein. One protein we have identified as lysine rich, 9% lysine is there. And most of the, I think there are students must be knowing that in Ashish Datta lab from JNU, amaranthus protein that is having only 6.8% lysine. That is being really make highlights all over the world. But here in the finger millet protein, it is having 9% lysine. Another having around 16% methionine. And third protein is having essential amino acid like leucine, lysine, methionine, and proline. And then another protein is lysine 5.3% and valine 9.2%. And all these proteins have been patented in our lab, and we have cloned these, and recombinant protein have been produced in the E. coli system. And these proteins are really considered could be utilized for making lot of protein syrup, where they are providing the essential amino acid while they will be taken. So there is a tremendous scope occurring while utilizing the genomics information. From genomics information, you can identify the nutrients synthetic pathway, biosynthetic pathway, and this could be done like in finger millet we have done all together, all omics study we have done, whether they are proteomics study, transcriptomics study, metabolomics study. Through we have identified so many of the proteins, so many of the metabolites, and ultimately we say that all these nutrients, they are having potential to develop the nutraceutical. And nutraceutical basically there are 4 categories. One is the one we are consuming as a food. They are only providing nutritional benefit. Another is called functional food. they are providing not only nutrition, but nutrition with health, and dietary supplement, they provide health linked to the nutrition, and botanical medicine, generally they are health and cure purpose they have been used. So the nutraceutical market is continuously increasing, not only in India, but all over the globe. There is continuously increase in the nutraceutical market. Like all these nutraceutical, they are flooded in the market, like prebiotic, probiotic, carotenoid, antioxidant, minerals, phytochemicals, omega fatty acid and fiber, and especially carbohydrate protein. Then another very, very important thing that in the 21st century, three technology, they are playing very significant role. That is nanotechnology, biotechnology, and information and communication technology. And they have tremendous scope. And that's why the science is moving much faster pace. And nanotechnology is really very, very useful for agri-food system, particularly for designing many of the products that is linked with the health and nutrition, development of novel material, food processing, food safety. And many of these nanoceuticals have been developed, like nanosynergy energy booster, like vitamin calcium B complex, lycopene, supplement carotenoid, reduce the surface. They generally reduce the surface tension because they are having very large surface area, though they are tiny particles, but they are having high surface area. And they also supplement to increase wetness and absorption, and henceforth they are facilitating the bioavailability of the many of the produce. Like in our lab, we also develop a nano delivery system where we have utilized the sesame oil along with the water nano emulsion for delivery of the fat soluble vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin E, and as well as the vitamin D and vitamin E. So here we can also see that these nano emulsion, they are basically nano vesicle. They could be really facilitated. They are facilitated and bioavailable through gut intestine. We have done it, the study in the intestinal mimicking environment, taking CACO2 cell line, where we have seen that these fluorescently labeled nanoparticle, they enter inside the cell very easily. And carotene release assay, we also done it, that it is gradually releasing the carotene content as not immediately the vitamin E that will be available, gradually it will be available. So such kind of the study we have done it. We filed the patent, and these nanoemulsion are having very high scope for biofortification of milk and other dairy product. They facilitate the development of nutraceutical or functional food for better delivery of the lipophilic substances like nutritional substances, or maybe of your cancer drug, which are hydrophobic in nature. Then this is the mechanism how these nanoemulsion enter through the gut intestine, and then subsequently they deliver its content loaded in it. Then we have also done our study that finger millet flour, they are having certain ingredient which are facilitating the calcium uptake. Not only the calcium uptake, simultaneously you can see that CACO2 cell line, again this intestinal mimicking environment, we have done this study, and we found that finger millet ingredient, they are facilitating the calcium uptake, and this is through Fura2 AM staining. You can see this CACO2 cell is in which they have been challenged by in vitro digest of the finger millet. They have high calcium content in it. So this is further indicating that these finger millet not only help in the not only facilitating the calcium, and simultaneously they are also helping in the differentiation of osteoblast into osteocyte. They are the bone cell, and then bone cell are very much useful for formation of the bone matrix. So these studies have been done in our labs and proving that finger millet is having nutraceutical property. And consuming of millet, they lead suppression of the aging. Consumption of millet leads to suppression of the aging. You know, during the aging process, what is happening? There is a DNA damage occur, and this DNA damage is because the UV exposure or reactive oxygen species exposure, or there is a telomerase shortening taking place, or mitochondrial dysfunction. And this DNA damage is generally causing ultimately mutation in the tumor suppressor gene. They are causing cancer and aging. They increase the genomic instability, and henceforth further enhance the aging process. And DNA damage also accumulated, then causing many pathogenesis of aging-associated diseases, and inhibition of cell cycle and arrest and irreparable DNA damage is there, then they will lead to cellular senescence. That means function of the cells will be inhibited. So this is basically, if we are consuming the millets, then certainly what these millets are doing, the possible molecular target in the cell, they are called as IIS signaling pathway, mTOR signaling pathway, or sirtuinin signaling pathway. The upregulation of sirtuinin pathway that lead to increased mitochondrial function, genomic stability, and stress resistance, and they are decreasing the inflammation. However, other two IIS pathway, mTOR, once they suppressed, then they are causing stress resistance, inhibition of cancer formation. They also causing the increased autophagy, stem cell function, and reduced inflammation, protein translation, and ribosomal biogenesis. So in this key of the longevity is, if we are really start consuming the millets, then certainly we are able to maintain our longevity, and we can prevent the aging process. Of course, you people must be knowing that we are talking a lot about the millet, then why millet is not popular. So millet are also having so many of the problem associated, like poor digestibility, inferior organoleptic quality, tannin content, henceforth what will happen, they are giving the bit odd taste. Then also high content of phytic acid, they interfere with several minerals bioavailability, alpha amylase inhibitor. Then we require a lot of high drudgery, like manual dehusking or processing. Then they also have lower shelf life and lack of infrastructure and awareness about the processing, value addition, and storage of the millet. And we can do the millet processing, then we can enhance the digestibility. We can have food, safe food consumption. We can enhance organoleptic property and convenience to develop ready-to-eat food product item. And they also, we can also processing technology also maximizing their nutritional value, profitability, and that's why there is a need to establish the processing facility, and then they can able to meet the demand for pre-processed and convenience food in the market. And this is the establishment at RLBC, Rani Lakshmibai Central Agriculture University. We have identified two FPO. One is at the Jhansi region, Bangra. This is near Khajuraho Road. And another is the Bradha, Lalitpur district. It is on Sagar Road. So we are establishing the millet cluster by the participation of the farmers, so that we have provided this millet machinery for primary and secondary processing, so that in a particular cluster, if farmers are growing these millet, then the processing facility, because it is a very tough process if we are doing it manual. Hence, for these machinery, once will be provided to them, they will certainly able to grow and subsequently process and sell their product easily in their market. They are also developing not only food processing facility, they are developing millet cafe nearby, so that those who are visiting Khajuraho or the Jhansi, they can just go there, see the experience of the millets cafe, millet machinery, and if the Kharif season is there, they can also see the different millet crop. Then we have provided the machinery like millet thresher, millet grader, millet mill, grain polisher, pulverizer, and floor sifter, etc. These machineries we have provided. And now, in order to promote the millet as a whole, we have to require 7 action points. One is the increased production and productivity through development of high-yielding variety and nutritious variety. Then we have to create the public awareness about its nutrition and health. Then we have to do the value addition processing and then entrepreneurship development, startup. There is plenty of scope of developing the startup and FPO. Then we can have this how to see that higher income could be generated. This could be generated only through branding, labeling, etc. Then international collaboration could be done, and policy support by the government of India. If MSP is linked to the procurement, and also midday meal, etc. If it could be added, then millet could be very much utilized and consumed, and then they can see the benefit effect, particularly for maintenance of the health. And action needed, we have to use greater genetic resources, and because these all are millets are neglected so far, not much breeding work has been done, but of course of the late, within this 5-10 year, there is a lot of improved variety have been developed for these millet, so that we can able to improve the productivity, nutritional quality, and higher coverage under hybrid. Emphasis on conservation agriculture, where we have to see that we have to utilize minimum resources, and we have to promote value chain, so that from cultivation to the production to harvesting, and then subsequently marketing and commercialization, and at the consumer plates, they have to go in a very, very right form. And this is the breeding strategy, of course, from conventional breeding. Now we have to come to the different generation of the breeding program, and next generation breeding program is totally dependent on genome editing. We can do the genome editing per our will, as per our wish and will, and then we can have very, very improved variety and quality variety that is required for the nutritional and health security. Then these are the intensive promotion of millet as nutri-cereal for nutritional security. We have to take several measures like technology demonstration, pre and post-harvest value addition, enhanced weeder seed production, seed village and seed bio-cluster, promoting millet in non-traditional area, promotion in pilgrimage yatra route like Badrinath and Kedarnath mark. Now people start selling of these millet-based product, and people are taking, and they are really believing how these millets are so important. Then awareness campaign should be required, need of innovative approaches, creation of value chain model from cultivation, production, and processing, as I already told you. And these are the development of millet-based composite food through processing like debraning, conditioning, soaking, roasting, popping, milling, and so and so forth. You are able to produce composite flour, bakery product, extruded snacks, breakfast cereal, traditional product, and then also many other things like fermented product, idli, dosa, then alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, milling, and all those malted beverages that could be available. And these are the some of the because I think all participant, they are of having different background in the agriculture, so they have to know that in the market now all these value-added products are available in the form of cake, cookies, malt, flax, vermicelli, and these are the other like biscuit, dokla, chakli, ragi papad, ragi flour, ragi sari, and also like these millet cookies, very hygienically packed in a good quality of packaging material, and these are available in the market. Then also you can see the breakfast cereal, and then also millet primary processing unit established our RLBCU. We are also trying to produce by this year onward these value-added product, and these traditional and commercially available value-added product, you can see how nicely they have been packaged and sold in the market, and they are available on the Amazon and other marketing platform. Traditional ready-to-cook ready mixes, they are also been there. Then also the millet dosa batter, then also these different murku mix, etc., etc. You can see, and subsequently you can see the breakfast cereal, of course, like popcorn. Then of course you can see the cornflakes. Then similarly you have to see millet flakes, that is also be available in the form of ragi porridge, fruity millet muesli, and millet flakes, etc. They are available in the market. All these are, and these are the millet-based beverages, particularly for children's. Different kind of these wheat root millet milk powder, then millet milk powder, and all these are available in sweet grain dessert, etc. that could be developed. And now this is the, I think, last one more slide. Anticipated anti-IUR care product. And this is basically, I just want to emphasize, not only the millet is one of the nutrient-dense crop, but many other nutrient-dense crop, vegetables, fruits, they are available. And henceforth, the value addition and processing, if you could do it by blending of all these millets and vegetables and fruits together, you will develop good quality of NutriFlex, NutriVar, Biofiber biscuit and chocolate, midday meal, pediatrics food, बच्चों के लिए, geriatrics food, बूढ़ों के लिए, functional food for various ailment, recombinant protein as nutraceutical, flavored health tea, probiotics, prebiotics, fermented food and vinegar, concentrated juice, soup, chutney, wines, cider, and many, many important things. And even you can utilize many industrially important enzymes from agro-based that is being generated by the millet cultivation or other. And this is the last slide. And this slide, you have to see that you are what you eat, you are what your mother ate, you are what your grandmother ate, and you are what your microbiome ate. Microbiome means gut microflora. So until unless you will not provide the good food for your gut microbiome or gut microorganism, they will not able to provide the good beneficial effect to your body. So your microbiome have to be maintained from generation after generation. So from generation after generation, people are having traditional dietary habitat. But of late now, people have changing dietary habitat quite frequently. So food system, those traditional food system is now changing, and henceforth you see there is emergence of newer diseases. They are called lifestyle diseases or diseases related to your dietary habitat. And henceforth, you should not neglect what your mother, grandfather, grandmother ate. You have to see there is a rationalization. You have to see they have done some rationalization through their wisdom. They have, that's why in one family, you will find they, they are inheriting all those food system, and one family is quite healthy, another family is not healthy. So you can very well visualize that what kind of the food and nutrition system they are consuming. Accordingly, they are maintaining their health. And so thank you very much for your patience hearing. I think it is late, but I think if you have any queries and questions, I am most happy to answer.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful and thought-provoking lecture. We truly appreciate the depth of your knowledge and the clarity of your presentation. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Rohit, I would like you should open the chat box so the participants can put up question.
Done, ma'am, done.
Participants, please feel free to ask question to sir. Make it quick and just ask few questions to sir.
Participant कहाँ है देखना जरा.
I want active participation of all the participants.
शेयरिंग कर दीजिए.
Hmm?
शेयरिंग कर दीजिए.
Yeah. Okay. No queries. That means either you have not understood anything, or you have understood everything. What is the answer?
So there is one question.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
She is Ruchika from Himachal Pradesh. She is asking, I want to mention Dr. Khadar Wali, a well-renowned scientist, is known as the Millet Man of India. Sir, can you please tell me what can be done on the genomic level to make it more crop resilient?
Okay, Dr. Khadar Wali is a Padam Shri and of course the Millet Man of the India, and he have done lot of work based on the experiences. You know, I think many of the things he has experienced by practicing. But simultaneously, if you see the traditional way of learning and the scientific way of learning, which one is acceptable? Of course, scientific-based learning is most acceptable. He have claimed many of the things, like he is saying that the consumption of the millet is providing lot of support to mentally retarded children. Okay, and I'm also say yes, but the scientific study have to be required. Now, as far as genomic level, you want to manipulate the genetic constitution, you know that many of the crop, they are harboring many important genes for resistance. Okay, climate resistance, you are asking, means biotic and abiotic resistance. Now, people are saying that a broad spectrum resistance that will be created, and henceforth we have to identify the master regulator. Those are generally called as transcription factor, which are governing the pathways which are linked both biotic and abiotic stresses. So there is a lot of things, that is lot of scope is there at the genomic level. If your genomic study have been done, then certainly you will find it out many of the valuable important genes and alleles. And accordingly, once you identify the potential alleles, you can do the genome editing, and subsequently you will see that you will give desired effect, maybe development of climate resilience. Simultaneously, you have to see that in terms of the nutrigenomics, you can also identify that which genes are influenced by consumption of the millet. Now, this is also coming in very big way, nutrigenomics. You have to see how nutrients are influencing your gene. The genes which are involved in the onset of the diseases or providing the health beneficial effect, you can immediately identify, and accordingly you can see what kind of dietary modulation you can do so that you can have more desirous beneficial effect with the help of nutrigenomics and nutrigenetics study. I think this is the answer. Are you able to say any other thing?
Yes, sir. There is one question from Varundhini. She's asking, in spite of so much push millets consumption, still we have not reached the desired level. Where are we failing, sir?
Yes, you see that this is a kind of mindset. Mindset is if whether you want to eat for taste or you want to eat for health. This is the choice. And most of the young generation, that is called next Gen Z, they are for taste. They are not for health. Until unless the mindset is not changed and awareness is not created and seen is believing practices is not there, till then the promotion of the millet will not be there. But of course, gradually it is reaching in the metropolitan city, elite groups. And of course, the poor people are living in the villages, they are still consuming. And that's why they are more healthy. And that's why in COVID time, people realized why the COVID effect is not seen in the rural system. It is because of their dietary habitat. They have not changed so frequently. आज पिज्जा खा लिया, कल नूडल खा लिए, कल आपने बर्गर खा लिया, और what not. So, do you think this is our dietary habitat? Our dietary habitat is coarse grain. Even in my childhood, and still I'm taking, considering these beneficial effect. Even in my childhood, I used to eat such kind of the millet. So, of course, the government is also promoting, and the government also failed many times, and policy intervention is not so successful. But simultaneously, it is in my viewpoint, it is only the mindset of the public that could be changed, and that then they will start realizing the importance of these millet, and then certainly, and a farmer should get prices also accordingly. You know, compared to rice wheat system, rice wheat is a cash crop, and many other agri commodity which farmers are growing because they are the cash crop. And these crops, they are not as much, of course, only 30% if we start eating and putting in our plate these millet, only 30%, then the demand will be very high. And once demand will be very high, then simultaneously farmer will grow and they will get the prices accordingly, because it totally depends on demand and supply. And demand and supply simultaneously based on the good prices they are getting or not. So this is the point.
The students are praising you for the presentation and they are asking for the PPT as well.
Okay, no problem. I will share. Because
Yes, sir. There is one question from Ishwari Kharat. She's asking, sir, as you mentioned, there is need of entrepreneurship, startup, FPOs. Can you please explain how can we start or any suggestion for startup?
startup is, if you want to go with agriculture ventures, you have to have your taste, which area you want to work. Whether you want to work in the cultivation side, whether you want to work on production side, whether you want to work value addition, marketing, branding. There is several steps in entrepreneurship. You have to see which particular things you want to go. There are large number of agri commodity, and every agri commodity there is a need of value chain. There is plenty of scope in creation of the value chain of all these agri commodity, from cultivation to subsequently marketing, or maybe farm to fork approach. There is a lot of scope. There is a lot of scope of supplying the agri input. Like in regenerative agriculture, there is a high demand of the good quality of the organic fertilizers, natural fertilizers. Where are they? And how to create? Where to create? There is a scope. Then not only this, you have to see that many of the processing industry. Now processing industry, again, people say whether we have to process the food so much, ultimately it will lose the nutritional value. Ultimately, it will lose its quality, because a lot of processing is also harmful. So now people are coming another concept of slow, seasonal, local, organic, and wholesome. You have to eat seasonally. Seasonal variation is there. What to eat in a particular month. It is already been there in Ayurveda. That's why in my new scientific organization, not to profit organization, that is Nutri-Air Innovative Research Foundation, we are blending the nutrition with Ayurveda, traditional knowledge into scientific rationalization, and we have to give the value of our traditional knowledge. That is slow, means seasonal, what to eat, why to eat, scientific rationalization is required. Then local means in your periphery, 100-kilometer range, you have to take the produce, you are taking the produce from Australia, America, and apple is there in tropical country in the winter. You are eating in summer also, whether they are giving some beneficial effect or not. Such kind of study is not there. So we have to see local food is generally being preferred. Then organic, natural, so that they are pesticide free and so on and so forth. There is a lot of scope here in organic, natural fertilizer, regenerative agriculture. Then waste to wealth, circular economy. There is a lot of scope. So here, if you can venture upon what area you want to go in agriculture, there is a tremendous scope. We have promoted only single commodity, that is beer, Indian jujube. The startup I have promoted here in Rani Lakshmibai Central Agriculture. Miss Shivani Bundela, she is a BTech in food technology. She is associated with our university. And Indian jujube based, she has made almost 20 products and they are available in Amazon. We are producing another startup that is Miss Mayankta Chaurasia, that is beetle waste, पान, महुआ का पान. आज ही के पेपर में उसका पूरा दिया हुआ है कि how RLBCU is joining with her, hand holding support, how we are providing it. And third, on mushroom. So mentoring is also very much essential. Simultaneously interest, that is the two important thing. Passion and determination with appropriate mentoring or guidance. If it is available, then a successful entrepreneurship in agriculture could be created.
So one last question from Varundhini. She's asking, can we completely replace rice and wheat and consume only millets from breakfast to dinner? Will
No,
it
no,
be a
no.
complete
No, 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 no. I never advocate this. I say only 30%. What you are eating, only 30%. Whether you are taking just one breakfast, that is good enough. Breakfast of the millet, that is good enough. Or in the lunch, you can take two millet chapatis or maybe some rice or whatever it is, rice like sama ka rice hota na. That is good enough. So 30% you have to add in your, not the 100%, I say. You have to have varied. In our system, there is a varied diet. In, in winter, we have to take bajra ki roti, madua ki roti. But in summer, we are restricting. Summer, we are preferring more wheat, rice, and other kind of things. But still, you can add upon, I say in your plate, at least 30% millet products should be available. And they could be very tastier also. We have developed one Sri Anna Posak Pakwan booklet. And this is having lot of good tastier recipes. So you have to create taste also. I'm not saying taste is not important, but simultaneously compared to these refined flour of the wheat, refined sugar, refined oil, they are ultimately influencing your health. Of course, they are much tastier compared to your these wholesome things, right? So my suggestion is not to completely replace rice and wheat with the millet. That is not suggestive.
Sir, there is one question from my part.
Yes.
Actually, you mentioned in your presentation that pearl millet has anti-aging property. So, like, can we focus on this property of pearl millet and focus on some cosmetic industry also? If we could start with a startup.
Yes, I have very brilliant idea with me, and not only not pearl millet. I am not saying pearl millet only. Maybe these other millets, they are also having. Pearl millet is also having. Pearl millet is providing rejuvenating effect. But
Yes.
simultaneously, we have to see what kind of the things. I say scientific validation is required
Okay,
to,
sir.
to see whether, and we can create cosmeceutical as well, millet-based cosmeceutical. Who want to start? I will provide a suggestion. Come with me. Take my advice and start. Will this?
Definitely, I'll come to you. I'll be the first one.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. No problem. Because
Thank
millet-based promotion of these entrepreneurship is very much required. They having health beneficial effect. Then seen is believing. That concept should be there. Whatever we have to bring, not based on hypothetical background, scientific background is very much required. And of course, little study. Some traditional thing is there, and some modern scientific approaches. I told you only you just prove it कि these finger millet is up-regulating the serotonin pathway. That means we are preventing the degenerative diseases. That means we are preventing the aging process. So we have to require such sort of clue, and then immediately we develop some product, whether cosmeceutical product or maybe of your food product or maybe some pharmaceutical product.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for such meaningful session. Nandini, I would like you to conclude the session, please.
First of all,
Yeah.
I would like to really congratulate Dr. Pragati Srivastava, who has taken a very bold step initially to develop this foundation. And I am pretty sure that she has been added in our group as well. And together we can do many things. And I hope that this startup or the foundation will continuously grow, not only for disseminating the knowledge and organizing these training program to young youth, but simultaneously you have to have some broad goal of developing agri-entrepreneurship as well as also development of the food product from the foundations. Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank
so
you
much,
so much,
sir.
sir.
We always need your blessings.
Indeed, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir, for such an enlightening and inspiring session. Your depth of knowledge, visionary thoughts, and passion towards education and innovation have truly motivated all of us. The way you connected science, agriculture, and future opportunities was exceptionally insightful and meaningful. On the behalf of entire Krishi Navyug team and Agriculture Valley Research Foundation and all participants, I express my heartfelt gratitude for your valuable time, guidance, and blessings. Today's session was not just a lecture, it was an experience of wisdom, innovation, and inspiration. Thank you so much, sir, once again. We are grateful for your presence.
It's always our pleasure. And also, Dr. Pragati, by 9th June, we are organizing one
Yes,
on
sir.
national dialogue on uh, issue and challenges on functional food and the Ayurvedic medicines,
Yes,
role,
sir.
academia and industry interaction. In probably on 9th June, it is fixed. And our Honorable MP and CMD of Baidyanath, Anurag Sharma will be there. Dr. Sanjay Kumar, who is the chairman ASRB, will be there. Dr. C.K. Katiyar, very valuable person who is a keynote speaker. And then
Yes,
also
sir.
panel discussion. So I will suggest that whosoever interested to understand this very, very important area emerging, we are
Yes, sir.
blending of the nutrition and Ayurvedic medicines together. Many of your these participant are student or the scientist also.
Sir, majorly they are students only. Few are scientists and some are like KBK professionals too.
Okay. So please see that if they are interested, I will share this to your WhatsApp and I will intimate accordingly.
Definitely, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. So I am leaving the now link. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You all can leave. Thank you for joining with us today.